Hello and welcome to Fifth and Grace. Today we are going to explore the energies around Harry again. This boy is up to a lot of stuff these days. Where he is not is America, that we kind of know for sure. There are videos in this playlist. If you just go back, catch them all, I'll link them at the end of the video as well. And oh, my little lights are doing strange things. There we go. So the latest blind item about Harry is that he was seen with a mysterious blonde. That he may be moving around the world or wherever he is with a blonde. Could be Ellie Goulding, allegedly, for entertainment purposes only. Of course, we simply play with pretty cards and tell stories here. But that's the latest blind item out there about him. So we're getting better at shuffling this massive deck. So I thought we'd check out the energies around him, see if there is some feminine energy around him, see if there's a little sneaker in there as well, because technically, unless he is in fact divorced, which I think would be blasted all over social media and the news and everything else, that he would be cheating, essentially, technically, legally. So we'll see what energy is around him. Apologies for the awkward shuffling of this deck of cards. It is, you can see it's kind of massive. It is the Halloween deck that I purchased with the tips that everybody put into my tip jar in September. And so anything that's put in there for October will then be spent on something for November, that to help enhance everything here, which I think is just nice. I want all the tips to go sort of back into the channel so that I can do more and more and do interesting readings and things like that. So now today we're asking the cards for the energy around Harry. Let's see if he is in fact with a mysterious blonde. And see what comes out. We're going to just do one more. Oh my gosh, you can see how big these cards are. There we go. And this is the Halloween deck, as I think I said. I may not have said that, but this is the Halloween deck. The suits are different. We have pumpkins, bats, ghosts, and imps. And you know what? Maybe we will read reversals. And I think these are all going to be... Oh, no, they're not. Okay, let's see here. The Five of Imps. Our imps are wands. So definitely there's something going on. But let's just look up the timing of some of these things, because the timing is always so interesting. And usually we're like bang on with the timing. So the timing here is for the summer, July 22nd to August 1st. I'm just going to pop my little wolf under here for you. And this card is letting us know there's some compromises being made, that this is the end of conflicts. So this to me would say that he has in fact left. Other readings have said that too, that he's there could be that there is in fact a separation right now. There is rumors on the streets that they are actually in fact legally separated. They won't be able to get a divorce until Parliament says they can. That's the UK Parliament. And then, of course, the King would have to sign off on that. So there's a whole process that Harry has to go through that the rest of us wouldn't have to go through. But certainly this is about, fear of confrontation and reaching agreements, so that going along to get along energy is here around Harry right now. So I think that whatever conversations are taking place behind the scenes, he's just like, okay, I'll give you whatever you want. Just like make it easy, right? So we have the Star. The Star is always such an interesting card, because in upright, it does mean long-term relationships. So if I saw this in a relationship reading, whether depending on where it lands, I would say, oh, things are good or things are very not good. So in reverse, this is about hopelessness and despair. And I think that this is he is probably in a bit of a mental health situation right now. We know he does struggle with his mental health, and he likes to blame anybody but himself. He likes to blame social media is really what he likes to do. But the star in reverse being about long-term relationships, definitely it's done. This long-term relationship is over. We would definitely see, even though they haven't been together forever, we would definitely see a marriage as a long-term relationship. So this is done. The relationship is hopeless. There's nothing left to be done in this relationship. It's just a matter of technically ending it and legally ending it and all the things that need to get sorted out. I don't think Megan is going to go away quietly. So let's just keep that in mind. And the timing of this card is January 20th to February 18th. And I have said all along, as I've been doing readings on Harry and Meghan, we're going to hear something in February. There's going to be an official announcement, or somebody's going to get caught in something like that in February. So keep an eye out for that. That did come up in a past reading that I did. It's in the playlist. And so yeah, there's definitely some movement here. And all of the dates that have sort of been coming up, they all kind of line up. So there was like February, March, April, May. There was a whole bunch of dates where things would be happening. So we'll definitely be seeing something come out, whether it's they're back together for, you know, media purposes, or they are divorcing, they're separating, like there's a legal something, and Parliament has, because they do have to, like Harry getting divorced, just like when Diana and Charles and Andrew and Sarah and all of them, it was an act of Parliament that dissolves the marriage. So and then the king just signs off, and back in the day it was the queen signing off. So that's what we know about that. This to me tells me Harry is starting to come back into his own again, that he's starting to become himself. You know, he's back into his more masculine way of life, doing masculine things. The emperor is definitely, you know, a leader, and he's masculine, and he bulldozes over people. This is a bullish energy. This is about structure and creating that, and everything else that goes with it. So this could be about Harry trying to return back to who he wants to be. And that he was actually much more masculine, you know, back in the day when he was younger. He just seems to have been very emasculated by this whole situation, you know, whining about online bullying, which I know takes place, but it's like, just because people are posting articles about your hairline, Harry, doesn't mean you get to shut down the entire internet, you know, like that is a very beta kind of thing. So I think he's maybe finding his way back to his masculine self. And that is kind of giving me, it's giving me like, you know, big man, attractive man, sexy man vibes. Not that I think any of that about him, because I think he's a bit of a wiener, but certainly he would be feeling that way. And our two of imps, once again, wow, our two of imps again, March 21st to 30th. And our in reverse, this is about restricted options, fear of the unknown, self-doubt. So there's probably some of that going on as well, because now he's, you know, he left the royal family to be with Meghan, not only left and went off and did their own thing, but then like literally trashed the entire royal family on Oprah. So the whole world saw it. And I bet he's got some regrets about that now, because now that he's walked away from Meghan and he has no way of making money, because he's never had an actual job. Like his whole life was provided to him and for him, and he's never really actually needed to make decisions either, because it would be real easy to just let the staff and everybody around him make decisions and tell him what to do, and he just had to stand there, wear a nice suit, and smile and be charming, which he's good at. But this is definitely there's some fears coming up for him with this unknownness that he's in right now. He'd be in an incredible amount of limbo because he doesn't have Megan, who promised him she would make him a global superstar and they would make bajillions of dollars on that. He doesn't have his family because not only did he leave, he left in such a dramatic fashion and treated everybody like garbage and then trashed them on TV. Like, he doesn't have a home, he doesn't have anywhere to go, so he's probably just roaming around looking to connect with anybody. You know, when you're a lost soul, you will team up with anybody who will take you in. So there could be, maybe this is a relationship of convenience. And we have justice in reverse. So interesting. I was looking for some like much more feminine cards. Like it's interesting, but there's definitely a feeling of injustice and dishonesty and corruption and lack of accountability. I can see that with both of these people. They're just not taking any responsibility for their life. And this is just the period for this card is September 23rd to October 22nd. So this has just passed. Like, it's the end of October right now. So this has just passed. And I think the blind item came out yesterday. So that's why I'm jumping on this right now to see, whoa, what's going on here? But this is like definitely not being on the right path. There's definitely betrayal elements to this. He needs to find the right path for him, and he's not on it right now. We all know the right path for him is to make his way back to the royal family, do a redemption tour, do the apology tour, you know, do some soft events, you know, the Christmas walk and things like that to get him back into the family and get the public used to seeing him there. And then they'll start pumping him out as a working royal. But he's got a long way to go. He has a lot of apologies to make. There's a lot of retribution energy here. You know, he's going to have to apologize for the lies that he's been telling because there is a dishonesty element to this card. Ooh, there's a lot going on here. I thought we were going to find a woman here. Oh my goodness. And the 8 of bats. Oh my goodness. The 8 of bats. The bats are swords. And this is a feeling of escaping and freedom and release and finding the answers and taking control. So yes, he has taken control of his own life. I mean, he left in the middle of October and no one has seen him since, except for like public events, but he hasn't, you know, been spotted walking his dog at the beach in Montecito or anything like that. Like he just hasn't been spotted anywhere. And in fact, for a long time, because he went to South Africa and that's the last we saw him, maybe a month ago or so. So yeah, there's a lot going on here, but I think this is him taking control of his life. The Emperor energy was like, man up, brother. Find your little balls and get them back attached and get on with it. And this is about escape, freedom, finding solutions, taking control, being empowered, but it's also mental strength. So I think that this time away has really helped him mentally kind of get himself back to himself. It will be a long journey for him because escaping a narcissist is no joke, but definitely there's a mental journey going on here for him. I really thought we'd find a woman. Our King of Ghosts is Cups. Oh, yeah. Here we go. We're into our emotions, but because we're reversed, it's about being emotionally immature. No kidding. And overly emotional, like a kind of unbalanced, like emotionally out of control, because upright, our King of Ghosts is about mastering our emotions and emotional intelligence. So this is, I think he's just on a crazy little journey right now. And so far, I'm not seeing this woman. I'm just seeing a lot of crazy stuff. Like he's just a little, like he doesn't know what to do because he doesn't have anybody telling him what to do. And he also really doesn't have any options. So I think he's just wandering the world kind of confused and maybe just sort of clinging on. If he has been seen with this mysterious blonde, it very much is feeling like from this reading that there was nothing romantic going on, that it was just, you know, two famous people having coffee or whatever went on. and our ace of bats in reverse, even though it doesn't look like it. Our bats are swords. So this is about new concepts, new ideas. Our swords always being about thoughts and words and contracts and messages and things like that. And I'm sorry, I apologize for sniffing. I've got a little stuffed up nose. I think I got allergies. 'Tis the season. But definitely there's a lot of confusion, misinformation. So probably he is spouting out misinformation, as well as Megan. We know, like, she's tried to make it look like he's in California when he's not. We know that. We've seen it. Lack of communication. There's a lot of frustrating energy around this card. Isn't he cute? Even though he looks like he's upright here, but this is him upright because, you know, little bats are upside down, right? This is such a beautiful deck, isn't it? And like I said, thank you to everybody who popped a few dollars into my tip jar. The link is in the description. And this is the deck that I bought just for us for this week, the Halloween week. And so yes, it is the end of October right now. If you're watching this years from now, hopefully you are. Hopefully you'll look back on this and be like, wow, he came a long way, didn't he? But definitely he's just wandering the world confused. And our 7 of Ghosts is Cups. I have to keep reminding myself of what these suits are. The 7 of Ghosts is Cups. And we're definitely, this is the date for this is November 13th to the 22nd. And so I think that's the end of Scorpio season, I believe. And so in reverse, so many reversed cards. This is a very, like, he's like, the energy coming in is he's just feeling tossed and turned and upside down and all scattered and everything. But this is about the reality of our poor choices. This is coming face to face with our poor choices. So I think he's doing a lot of soul searching. And this is about seeing the reality of the situation and having clarity, but then also you know, recognizing the poor choices. So he's probably having a lot of come to Jesus moments, and a lot of, I hope he's speaking to quality people who are helping him navigate himself through this. And in reverse, finally, we have the High Priestess. And let's just check the timing of our sweet Priestess here. You know, she's a very powerful card. Timing, no timing. So that means now or before you're ready, like just imminent when there's no timing. And so this is the biggest message here is a lack of self-belief, and there's a withdrawing energy, like he's pulled himself away. No kidding. We haven't seen him in like a month. So yeah, you would think he would have popped up by now, but he hasn't. But definitely this is a withdrawal energy, a lack of self-belief, feeling repressed, not trusting oneself to make good decisions. So yeah, I'm not seeing this woman here, but I'm definitely seeing a man in turmoil, and a man who does need to take some time to sort himself out and sort his life out and figure out which road he will be pursuing. So I thank you for joining me here today. If we're old friends, thank you for coming back. And if we are new friends, I can't wait to get to know you. Don't forget to leave a comment to let me know that you were here. Tap the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. And of course, check out the rest of my channel. There's tons of playlists. I actually made a playlist of every video, so you can, you know, you don't have to keep changing playlists. You just listen to everything all at once, if that is your jam. And of course, all of my links are in the description below, including my tip jar. And I thank you again for joining me. I have so much fun doing this. Like, you guys, I so appreciate that you come here and you hang out with me, and, you know, the messages I get and the comments you leave and all the support and love. It's just, it has blown my mind. And, you know, I've only been doing this a very short time, and I just feel so hopeful about how this is going. So thank you for that. That is all because of you, because you've been here liking and commenting and supporting and sharing, and everything else. So thank you so much for that. Whew, I've got some Halloween videos coming up this week. If anything else happens with Harry, you know I will be at my tarot table, and we'll find out what the cards have to say. I know it might have been tempting to really want to see that he's off with some pretty blonde, but it doesn't look like there's any romantic interest here. It doesn't look like there's anything nefarious or untoward happening. So there we have it. Thank you so much. Have a magical day.